Code Kids, and congratulations on making it this far in the maze game. So far you've learned how to move your characters. You've learned how to program a finish line that announces who's crossing it. And now we need to start thinking about how we're going to make it so that these animals are required to stay inside of the lines. And in order to do that, you need to do a few things. The first thing that I did, you'll see down below, you might have already noticed, that I created a whole bunch more Sprite. And these Sprite are actually laying on top of each of the lines that are our maze outline that we drew on our backdrop. And really quickly, I'll show you how to do that. All you do is click on your paintbrush, choose the line, and then draw it. And this will take you some fiddling with because you're going to draw, see if it works out. It may or may not. You might have to erase. You may have to start over if it wasn't long enough. That's really, it'll take you a little bit of time, but that's not something worth stressing over. There are other ways that you could have created a maze game, and if you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. Please share them with us at Code Kids. But this is just one way that I think is a great way to go about it for somebody that's just starting out. So we drew our lines over our backdrop, and now we need to program our characters and tell them, hey, if you're touching these lines, if you're running into the walls, or if you're trying to move over the walls, you can't do that. And you can choose what you want your game to do. Maybe all you want it to do is say, hey, that's against the rules, but still let the character do it. That would be one way of doing this. But I'm going to program it so that if your character, if your player is touching the walls at all, he has to go back to the start because that's just illegal. So I'm going to do that. You might remember this code because it's a little bit similar to what we did for our finish line. I'm going to say when the green flag is clicked, I want you to be forever searching to see if I am ever touching any of the sprites that are these teal blue sprites. So sprite 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Or 10. This is going to seem like a lot of work at first, but I promise you with the use of our backpack and duplicating, it's really not that much work at all. And there are other ways that we could do this that are a little bit more sophisticated. That would be less work. So maybe you can try to figure out how to do it that way. But I told it to go to this X and Y coordinate because that's where my dog's starting point is. Okay? I'm going to make sure those are the same because I think I might have moved my character a little bit to try to give him a better starting point. It's more centered. And now I just need to change this touching to all of the different sprites. So if you're touching any of those teal lines, you need to start over and try again. I'm not dealing with that. I don't want you doing that. So it's not allowed in my game. Okay? Another duplicate. This duplicate tool is a great tool. It'll make your life easier. Don't worry, when you feel like you're running out of space in Scratch, you don't really run out of space. Your screen will always grow for you if you need it. And 10. Could have done this a little bit more organized, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if my dog is moving through this maze, he's going to run, runs into a wall and he goes right back to the start. Runs into the wall, goes right back to the start. So no matter how he kind of tries to get around and skip things, if he runs into the wall, the computer sends him right back to the start. Now, for your other characters, all I'm going to do is drag this code into my backpack, and I am going to do the exact same thing for the dinosaur and the elephant. Exact same code. The only thing that you need to think about is your go-to location. Since we have our characters bunched together but not in the exact same point, we want to change that out, and we want to make sure for each character we remember to program it for every single line. Because if we miss one of those lines, then one of these characters might have a secret way that they can get to the finish. So I'm not going to bore you with doing all of that, but I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have fun creating your own maze game. Have a great one.